Hi, my name is Father Charlie Bouchard, and I'm here to offer you a word of hope for Thursday of the 23rd week in Ordinary Time. We continue this reading from St. Paul's letter to the Colossians today, which we also read yesterday. And you'll remember that in that reading, Jesus told us to put away those things which take up room in our hearts and prevent us from receiving God's gift of salvation through Jesus Christ. Well, today he uses a little bit different language, and instead of saying put away those things, he's saying put on, as God's chosen ones, compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And he says that, in effect, we need to be able to go the extra mile. That, of course, there's ordinary justice and which we give what we have received, and we receive in the same measure that we have given. But he says we need to go beyond that, that we need to give more than we receive. We need to forgive others, even if they won't forgive us. We need to love our enemies as well as our neighbors. And Jesus continues that message, of course, in the gospel today, in which he talks about exactly that, going the extra step, going the extra mile, living the life, good human life, with its equal balances of pluses and negatives, but then going even further. And I think that's a continuation of what we talked about yesterday in terms of opening our hearts to other people and allowing this grace to lead us further down the road of virtue, of generosity, of compassion, and all the kinds of things that really, bind us together. He says in here that if we do these things, we will receive a return in great measure, pressed down and overflowing. And that might lead us to think that perhaps everything that God promises is only in the future, and we're not going to see any of it right now. But in fact, this going the extra mile, this generosity, this mercy, this extravagance of love is really something that weaves us together as people. You've probably had the experience of witnessing somebody else's generosity or kindness and being moved to do the same thing yourself. So yes, ultimately, the gift is in the future and is part of our ultimate salvation. But the important thing here is that we, by our acts of generosity and mercy, which Jesus talks about in this gospel and which Paul refers to, those things also bind us together as a human family and create this web of relationships which for us are not only humanly satisfying, but are also a foreshadowing of the reign of God.